Now available on Tata Sky channel number 526.
Well, what's life without a little bit of drama? That's exactly the question that the young and talented designer Priya Lakhotia Parekh seems to be asking. Hello and welcome to the Interior Show with me, Aditi Singh, and I'm being joined today by Priya herself, who knows not just how to design but dramatize your interiors while still giving your house a very classy look.
Hi, I'm Priya Lakhotia Parekh. My company is called Chicago Studio Interior Architects, founded in 2010. So I feel like every designer is being trained to have an open eye wherever you go. So when you travel, you look around, you see a lot of things, you notice a lot of things, and that's how you try to even blend it in your architecture interior or even say design. So when we blend in interior and architecture together, which I've studied, is also about like beams, columns, getting the outside to the inside. I've learned a lot, dealt with different kind of people, dealt with different kind of moods, because I guess everybody is different. Like how every era had its own style, say contemporary, modern, Renaissance architecture, Baroque architecture, French. I believe that even me as an architect or designer, I also evolve with time. Applying my design as well as the clients, as well as the eras, that's how we blend in and create the whole look.
Hi Priya, a very warm welcome to you on the Interior Show.
Hi.
I would like to begin by asking you that interior designing happened to you at a very young age.
True.
Yeah, so how did it all begin?
So when I was really young and I saw my house getting done, I was very inclined towards how it was getting made. I used to go with my architect to like those small lanes where you get tiles and for hardware and all. So that's why I think I derived my inclination. So I feel he was my inspiration.
You are known to dramatize interiors, right? Apart from just decorating or, doing up a place. So what does dramatizing really mean?
So dramatizing really means like maybe you have one wall in your space and the way you highlight it and create drama, that's what dramatizing means.
But you do it pretty subtly. So I want to know, how do you strike that balance between drama and subtlety?
So we blend it in subtly, maybe just by using soft colors, it can be, or creating just straight minimalistic lines, blending it, just tweaking it a bit. So that's how you subtly blend into the space. I think that's the beauty of the designer. So that's just a secret.
Okay, so it's more or less minimalistic, but somewhere you suddenly see something happening.
True.
So Priya, the house that we are in right now, you started doing this house with the existing decor. You moved into this house when you got married and you have your in-laws here. So obviously they have certain tastes and preferences. So how did you make it look like how it looks like today?
They had told me from day one that we love clean lines. We want to maintain the look, the open feel to the space. So don't hamper that. Anything else is fine. Like they told me certain things like, there's this one antique tanjore painting Pichwai.
That has to be
I
there.
really want to highlight that. So it was my idea how I would highlight it. My mother-in-law loves green, like a lot of plants. So how I would get that into my dining space, adding in a big planter there. They didn't want to move that as well. Earlier, they had these steel and glass steps, which used to wind like a spiral, and they were very shaky. It was very difficult for me to remove that because it involved a lot of civil work and technicalities and how I would get my steps the way I wanted. So I think that was the biggest challenge here and nothing else.
Yeah. Isn't it difficult to maintain the glass?
Yes. You need to make sure that you have the right cleaning materials, obviously, for glass. And you have to train your servants or whoever, even if you have to do it. You cannot use anything sharp. You have to use a soft cloth, or you can use damp paper. Paper is also very good to clean glass.
Talking about you specializing in drama and creating those special effects, and you have done that in your dining area.
Yeah. That's
so tell us
true.
about that.
So I got this marble, which was sort of matching to the house. I created an inlay in the marble using the existing color itself. The other drama was the fabricated walls, where I put fabric cladding on the walls, highlighting the Tanjore painting. And the other side, I put a nice gold. It has a little bit of leaves, dramatic wallpaper there going around.
What are the other things you've used in that space to give it a makeover?
Okay, so my dining table I think is one of the most beautiful pieces. I had gone to Pinakin Patel, the store, so that's where I bought it. So the table is very lightweighted, that's the best part. It has a stone mica veneer, it's called. It has a little bit of shine and it's high glossed, lacquer finish. Clear PU and it looks beautiful. Yeah.
Okay, and talking about the living area here, I see that most of the colors are very muted.
So they always wanted something beige. They were like strictly like, I don't want too much color. Like here, I think I added some drama with some pieces I bought again from places. I put those in, tied it in with some cushions around. Plants add in a lot of green, brings in a lot of friendliness. That's how you call it eco-friendly. So it brings in a lot of life to the space.
Priya, now tell me about the master bedroom. You've given it a twist again with a velvet headboard.
Yes, I have. To bring in like a little more drama again. I got this inspiration from this Italian brand called Banaresi, and where they had started with these winged headboards, and I love them. I love the whole idea. So even if you go to London or anywhere there, they have these kind of winged headboards.
But are they easily available in India?
No, you have to get it made. To your style, to your size, to the height, what you want, you have to get it made. It's not easily available.
Okay.
So to tie in the whole room as well as to make the wall look very neat, I got this wallpaper applied. I wanted that whole simple look, so I didn't want to go in again with anything
because there was already some drama created by the velvet headboard, so you wanted to keep the rest of it simple. So again, that's how you balance.
Yeah, you have to balance somewhere. If everywhere there's drama, then it's like a movie,
then
right?
It's over dramatic. Then it's theatrical.
Yeah, it's like a Bollywood movie then.
Yeah. So, one thing that I missed, and I'm going to ask you now, being a center table which you usually use to go and, keep a cup of coffee back there, so it needs to be comfortable. But here, what is the idea behind the center table?
So this section was a section where we could just sit down, everyone sitting down on the carpet and chilling, and even if you're having a cup of coffee, you can easily sit down, right? And one way, if you do height low and a little higher, creates again a little drama in the spaces. So one space I created like the AV room space, and the other space which is a formal look which has a higher table.
Another thing about the decor here, which is very rare, are the curtains.
I love this whole new look. It's called the Hunter Douglas, which is a brand for these curtains. The beauty of these curtains are that they flap up and they become sheer. You flap them down, they are blind.
Solid.
So that's why I wanted to give that chic look in this whole space, since you see the space the way it is.
Is it priced also relatively higher?
Yeah, it is much higher, but then if you see you're going to spend money on the sheer and spend money on your blackout and curtain, so it sums up to the same.
Well, Priya, since you love challenges, I think it's time that we should head to your client's place and see how challenging that was for you.
Yes, sure, let's go.
Neoclassic homes are seeing an increasing number of takers in urban India. But is Neoclassic just a blend of modern and traditional elements, or is there a rhythm that goes far beyond that? Well, to answer all those questions, Priya has brought us to this beautiful Neoclassic residence that she has designed. Priya, the house that we are in right now is supposed to be a Neoclassic theme, right? What is it?
So basically we've blended a little bit of modern as well as contemporary. As you can see, we've put in like a chandelier. We used a lot of wood because my client really likes a lot of wood. So I told her, okay, let me just give you one highlight in the living room, just one panel of wood. So that would be fine.
So apart from using wood here across the wall, how have you used that in furniture?
So we've given her wooden stackable tables, we've given her wooden center tables, we've given her wooden, again, dining table chairs. wooden side tables, wooden outside, even the decking is wooden, though it's a wooden tile, but it's wooden. So the way we tied the entire space with these wooden elements is also like this wooden lamp, the wooden bucket chairs, and also just to tweak it up and not add more wood, we got this one piece. I had gone to Jodhpur, and it was a big warehouse where they stacked all of these antiques. Went there, we saw this. It's a hand-painted console, which is beautifully done. It's original bronze leafing, and with these colors, they make the colors. They mix the colors. These are not original colors. So we thought, let's break it and let's put that funky console there.
It does add a lot of peppiness and color to the room. So coming to the colors, tell me about the choice of upholstery and the colors you've gone ahead with.
So we picked one dark sofa versus one light sofa. So on the dark sofa, as soon as you plunge in cushions, the colors come out more vibrant. And it goes very well with the wood, if you see. And the other one is like a chic silver champagne color with just a coat piping of lime green. Again, it adds a pop of color.
In this living area, is there something that you really like?
Oh, my favorite is that piece.
Okay. Yes, undoubtedly. So how costly was that? I'm just like curious.
Actually, it wasn't costly.
Okay.
So if you go to these antique stores, when you visit like Jodhpur, Jaipur, Jaisalmer, they have a lot of handicraft stores. So the point is that is not costly, the transportation is more costly. And this was actually only for like 7,000 rupees.
Which is nothing for the kind of artwork that's done on it.
Yes.
Priya, tell me about the dining area, because since there's so much wood in here in the living area, I'm assuming you must have used some there as well. What I'm curious to know is how you've broken the monotony there.
So to match the dining as well as the living, we gave it a wooden ceiling. The same pattern as what is there behind the sofa.
Also tell me about the marble inlay work that's on the top of your dining table.
So I got this MOP done, just strips of MOP to just enhance the dining table and just not make it look super bland.
So what is the rest of the surface of the dining table like?
It's just pure marble. And then what also is a very good idea is we put, you know what a car film is? So we put a car film on top of the marble. So there are no stains like, you have haldi and all that oil, because obviously Indian houses, you end up having a lot of spices and parties. So to protect the MOP and to protect the marble, we put a film on it.
Okay, that's very interesting again. And what about the chandelier that's above the dining table?
It was my client's dream that I want a chandelier. Anyhow, I want a classical chandelier. So once we blend in the wooden ceiling to the wall behind, to add more drama, I got a chandelier.
Priya, now the deck area is something that cannot be missed, especially because not many houses in Mumbai have that deck.
So it's a very simple deck. We chose really nice light wooden tiles. I gave footlighters. At night when you switch it on, the tiles, they're like floor lights. So at night they just get highlighted and looks beautiful. You don't need any ceiling lights. So that's the beauty about the deck there. And I gave some nice mashal lights on the 2 columns. And we have these nice 2 bar counters where we went and we got these metallic stone tiles. We stacked them up and we gave a whole 3D look to the bar. Even on the shutters, we put that with a marble top. It's called a slate stone. It has metallic textures. It has a little silver tone in it. You see it has a little shine in it. And once you varnish it, it pops out more.
Well, it's really interesting how you use different elements where they're not supposed to be used. Like, conventionally they're not used there. You've used the mehendi blocks on the console top, and here you've used to create a 3-dimensional effect, stones on the bar console. Another thing that caught my attention was this painting over here. I can only see a lot of colors and bright colors, mixed together.
So basically, we purposely did not put it up on the wall. We wanted it to be at an eye level. So anybody walking around or sitting can just observe the colors happening and not just always look on the wall.
Priya, after a couple of deep insights, I'm actually wondering how the master bedroom looks like. So shall we go and have a look?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Well, Priya, I was expecting wood here since the client loves wood, but I wasn't expecting a 4-poster bed like this. So what's the story behind this one?
To give a little classical touch here, she wanted a 4-poster bed. That's what she said. So what I did was gave it a straight line four-pole. So if you
Yes.
see, it's completely straight
Yes.
and it's tapered, right?
Yes.
So it gives a little bit of the four-poster
International.
look as well. Exactly, international look. And to not give it like a typical wooden headboard, I
Yeah.
broke it down with a simple glass headboard there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So having a simple glass headboard there, isn't it risky?
Not really, because it's toughened glass and it is between, if you see, there's a slit there.
Yeah.
So we made sure that it goes inside the two poles.
Okay.
So it's definitely not
risky at all.
and yeah, and there are cushions always.
Okay. And right above this, in the middle of this four-poster bed, is the painting. And what really comes out are the choice of colors there.
Since the room is so bland, like bare walls, she wanted off-white walls. So to add in color, we got this
Just
painting.
one simple painting.
Simple
over
painting,
there.
and look at it, it's making so much of a difference.
It does. In fact, I was wondering that in a room where everything is kept very minimal, a painting that just has a dash of blue and red has really added to the vibrance of this room. And coming to the rest of the furniture here, now that looks to me like it already existed, because you don't see that design these days.
So this is my client's very old piece. So if you see, the cane is still as it is intact.
Yeah.
We just
In fact, that gave me an idea of how old this was.
yeah, exactly. Cane is exactly intact. What I did was I just got them white dew coat.
Okay.
So again, it added some pop here.
Colour,
Yeah. And this is also like the reading chair for the master bedroom, and
Yeah.
with an ottoman right next to the bed.
Yeah.
So it just blended in perfectly.
Yeah, like I know. I mean, it's a complete package here, because nothing is shouting out loud,
True,
right?
true.
You've kept it so minimal, and yet it's not boring.
Yeah.
So you have these small elements like these that you've refurbished and sort of given it a complete overhaul.
So if you go to see, you saw the pop of color here, but as well as we've added a pop of color in the curtains.
Okay.
But if you notice that the curtains are cut a little below the mid-length, and
Yes.
we've given an abstract painting sort of a look
Yeah.
in the fabric.
Yeah, there's a blend of colors over there.
Yes, exactly. So I want to give like slight lime green, like a dull lime green champagne color gold, with that below. So again, it breaks that and gives a little drama to the curtains,
Yeah.
and just not super bland.
Yeah, and you couldn't just do without adding some drama
Some
right
drama,
there, right?
yeah.
Well, lighting is always important, and you've used a chandelier in the dining area, but you have, stayed away from using it here. But still, those catches my attention, because they are out there, but again, not shouting out loud.
Yeah, that's true. So she wanted some sort of a reading lamp, and so we thought, let's go for a little classical look, since we've given like four-poster bed. So we went and got these crystal chandeliers, bedside reading lamps, and got like a lampshade put, so it was good.
Priya, when I entered, we just crossed your entrance and foyer, but I almost wanted to stop and ask you that what was going on there, because it seemed really interesting. So now that we've covered the master bedroom and the living area, that's the only space that's left to discover. So let's go ahead and have a look.
Let's go.
Well, Priya, I have to say that you've made this passage into something more than just a passage.
So if you see, we've given this inlay in the marble, and it's a inspiration from Versace. And if you see, there's this Japanese screen. This is old painting. We sandwiched it between two glass pieces and made it look like a screen, like a partition. In a wooden frame. So I think that is looking beautiful. And if you see up, there's like a Tiffany looking light as well. So it's like this antique light, which my client loved. And then we've given this gold wallpaper inside. You know, the whole entrance foyer feels very like pleasing and gives you like a royal look.
It does. It does appear to be really grand. I would like to know a little bit more about the Tiffany light. Is it something which is readily available?
Yeah, of course. She went and she picked it up from this place called Animos from Raghuvanshi Mills, and they have these kind of antique lights.
And this piece of antique chair, it's pretty similar to what we saw inside in the bedroom. I'm assuming this has been with them too for a long time?
Yes, it was always with her, so we didn't know how to use it. But with the size, dimension and the look, we thought it looked perfect.
Yeah,
it fits into the space. And we gave it like a black matte Duco, and I think it went really well matching with my inlay.
Yeah, it does. The whole setup here, I mean, if someone needs to come and wait, the wait becomes even more exciting and beautiful.
True, yeah.
Well, another element that you've actually created here is the storage cabinet, which does not appear to be a storage cabinet at all from the outside, because you've made it pretty interesting with the kind of texture and material you've used.
That's true, because we've actually used this wallpaper, which is a little grainy and has a little shimmer to it as well. And when you apply, it looks very nice, gives a neat finish.
Yeah.
And then we created a niche in the middle to display, because when you're well traveled, you want to display a few of your pieces and items. And also, one more part about this passage is we broke down the doors from 7 foot till like the ceiling height, so it gives like a bungalow feel. So if you notice, the doors are all up to the ceiling and it looks like beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one of the most important features.
So the breaking the doors has actually created a lot of space when it comes to the height and also obviously the length of the lobby.
It automatically like lifts up your space, right?
And it gives you a lot of chances to play around also with the lobby.
True.
So you had to get rid of that.
Yeah.
And this is that part of the show where our designer guest for today, Priya, will answer all your decor related queries and make your life easy. So Priya, are you ready? Should we start with the first question?
Sure. Yeah.
Alright, so the first question is sent by Shaheen. Writes into us mentioning her building has leakage issues. What kind of paint or surface treatment should she use for the walls?
So we recommend clients to use this paint called stucco. It is like a marble finish paint. So if you have any leakage or dampness or like, a lot of walls even catch fungus very easily in Bombay. Bombay buildings are like that. So I suggest just apply stucco and it really lasts a long time.
Longer than any other finish.
Any other finish.
Next, let's move on to Tara's query from Chennai. She says, I have an unwanted wall in a corner of my living room which I cannot break as it is part of the main structure of the house. Can I add any element of decor on it?
Yeah. So I believe like mirror looks very nice. You can do like a funky wall with different sorts and shapes of mirrors. You can also do like frames on it. Get that wall colored in a nice color, maybe.
Or get a wallpaper.
Or get a wallpaper maybe, but to make it more simpler and easier, I feel like you can do these kind of things which are more easy to do.
Alright, with that, let's come to the second last query of the day. Nikhat from Mumbai writes in asking, can she reuse an old mirror which has stained with time?
Of course, you can. So we generally, architects also use this mirror called distress mirror. It's called antique mirror. It's stained. Okay, but it looks beautiful because we ourselves have used it on a lift wall.
To actually lift the look of the wall, you have used a stained mirror.
Stained mirror. Distress mirror with a bit of a finishing of a brass putty.
Okay.
Again, so you can reframe it or recreate it in a new way and use it on your wall.
Well, Priya, with that interesting input, we've come to the last query of the day. Vinod says, I have collected a lot of postcards over the years. How can I display them in my bachelor pad?
So, that's an interesting question. It's something very different. People who travel a lot love to do that. So I believe like you can put all your postcards in back of your wall of your headboard, get it framed nicely and put it so it's preserved as well and it's a display, but do it in a unique way.
Okay.
And then the other way is also you can create your own trunk out of the postcard. So you get these those stone trunks in Chor Bazaar or wherever. Go get those trunks. Vintage, and where the surface is clean, even if you get a wooden trunk is fine. Stick all your postcards onto it and lacquer it. And then there you go. You can keep that piece as it is in your room somewhere. And it looks stunning.
It sounds like a lot of fun also to do.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, thank you so much for spending your time with us. I have to say that knowing about your design insights was extremely enriching. Thank you
so much.
Well, I really hope that the last half hour was extremely useful to say the least. I'll be back next week with yet another interior designer taking you guys on an interior design tour. Till then, take care and have a good week.
You can watch live TV on our website mbnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Magicbricks Now. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at Magicbricks Now. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/Magicbricks Now.